Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into an absolutely surreal psychological journey. Have you ever picked up a new hobby, maybe something just a little bit mysterious, and found yourself completely, totally consumed by it? Well, we are unpacking a fascinating narrative from our source material about a man named Leon, whose innocent curiosity went, frankly, entirely too far. The imagery and the psychological depth we're about to explore are literally out of this world. Let's get right into it. For 2 weeks, Leon had lived in a world of 78 doors. That is exactly how our source material introduces Leon's intense, all-consuming immersion into the symbols and meanings of the tarot deck. We aren't talking about someone casually skimming a Wikipedia page on their lunch break here. No, we are talking about a man who let the 78 cards of a standard tarot deck become 78 literal doors to his every waking thought. It's the absolute perfect hook to understand just how deeply and honestly how quickly he fell down this mystical rabbit hole. Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1, the descent into obsession. So look at how fast this passing intrigue mutates into a full-blown hyperfixation. Leon was just inhaling articles on tarot, binging reading videos back to back, and studying complex spreads in every single spare moment he had. He was even memorizing and rhythmically chanting the card meanings to himself. And, the ultimate sign of a hijacked brain. He started dreaming of the major and minor arcana. It wasn't just a daytime activity anymore. The symbols, like the Fool or the Tower, they were lingering in his mind, consuming his waking hours and his subconscious. It was like his thoughts didn't even belong to him anymore. Now, the absolutely crucial point here, and what makes this so terrifyingly intense, is the timeline. 14 days. Just 2 weeks. That's the incredibly short amount of time it took for Leon's reality to begin bleeding right into the ink and cardstock. Just try to imagine your own mind being completely overtaken by a brand new topic in only 2 weeks. By the end of this 14th day, as he drifted off to sleep with the shuffle of cards echoing in his head, the stage was perfectly set for a total, unquestionable break from reality. Which brings us to the turning point. Section 2, the cosmic shift. I want you to really picture the sheer terror of what happens next. Step 1, Leon wakes up to an unnatural, heavy darkness. And we mean a darkness that actually feels thick, accompanied by this low, tectonic murmuring of distant voices. Step 2, there's a rhythmic, vibrating clack, slide, snap sound filling the room. In a deeply twisted way, it sounds exactly like giant cards being shuffled. Step 3, that thick darkness shatters with a sudden, blinding burst of light. And finally, step 4, he gets yanked upward by an invisible force that literally crushes his chest, squeezing the breath right out of his lungs. He loses all bodily autonomy. Imagine that absolute panic. You aren't jumping, you aren't climbing, you are being pulled up into a dizzying abyss while your familiar room just shrinks away into nothingness. Moving right along to section 3, the Giant's Tarot reading. What's really interesting here is the impossible shift in perspective. Think about your average psychic reading. You might see a small wax candle, right? Well, in Leon's new reality, he looks down at a vast wooden plane, which, actually, he slowly realizes is an enormous table, featuring a flickering candle the size of a literal lighthouse. A normal glass crystal ball, completely replaced by a cloudy crystal ball the size of a house. And definitely the most terrifying part, normal paper tarot cards are now billboard-sized rectangular slabs. We're talking as large as city blocks, laid out side by side. The familiar, grounded objects of his daily obsession have been magnified to this horrifying, cosmic scale. So as he's floating above this massive table, his world physically flips. A giant woman, this titan with a face luminous as a nebula, grabs him by the waist with just 2 fingers. He wasn't Leon anymore. He was a piece of cardstock. He was a tool. She flips him midair with casual ease and lays him flat on his back next to those billboard-sized cards. The surface beneath him is unnaturally smooth and completely rigid. He can't move his arms. He can't move his legs. He can only dart his eyes wildly around. And this, right here, cements the ultimate twist of our explainer. Leon isn't just witnessing a Giant's Tarot reading. He is actually one of the cards being read. Then a voice rolls across the space, but it doesn't come from the giant woman. No, it booms from the heavens, vibrating through Leon's very bones like a massive stadium PA system.
Your clarifier card is the Leon of Pentacles,
The cosmos thunders. It indicates uncertainty, a situation unresolved, stability not yet achieved. Leon is totally, completely paralyzed.
He is assigned this new helpless identity. He tries to scream out that he's a person, not a card, but he just remains fixed in place, forced to listen. He is a mere symbol in a cosmic game, listening to the whale song of the reading above him, which finally wraps up when the giant client hands over cash made of bills the size of boat sails.
And then the lights of the universe simply go out. Section 4. The Waking Reality. Leon suddenly jolts upright with a massive gasp. He is back in his completely ordinary bedroom, bathed in the soft, safe morning sun. Let's walk through this immediate aftermath because it's so telling. Minutes after waking, he just sits there, paralyzed in a cold sweat, his chest still feeling the ghost of that Titanic grip. Heading to the kitchen, he doesn't pause to analyze it or write in a dream journal. No way. He walks straight to where he left his tarot deck. At the garbage bin, he simply drops the entire deck inside and slams the lid shut with a definitive thwack. And then, planning the day, he heads straight to the shower, his mind racing to find a safe, grounded mall hobby. He needs something, literally anything, where he will never, ever be the clarifier again. This is his desperate, visceral need to reclaim control over his own life. The surreal terror leaves him with one very definitive conclusion. Quote, "That's the end of that hobby. I don't want to know the future that bad." You can just hear the absolute finality in that statement, right? This surreal nightmare successfully and abruptly cured Leon of his dangerous curiosity. The fascination that had driven him relentlessly for 2 weeks just vanished overnight, instantly replaced by an intense caution. He learned a really hard lesson. Some doors, once you open them, might just turn you into a prop in a game you don't even understand. Which leaves us with this provocative final thought for you all today. When exploring the unknown, how far is too far? Do you control your obsessions, or do they control you? Leon thought he was just studying paper symbols, but his obsession took root in his mind and manifested into a paralyzing nightmare where he lost all autonomy. So the next time you find yourself falling down a late-night rabbit hole, consuming every video and article you can find on a new fascination, maybe just remember the Leon of Pentacles. Ask yourself who is really holding the cards. Thank you so much for joining me today for this explainer, and keep questioning the world around you.